step on it, Brenda. We want to beat your police friend, Lieutenant Farrell, and that dumb stooge of his to the fire.
What's your rush, Chuck?
Well, we always make a little bet on who's going to get there first.
Do you ever pay off?
No, but we will someday.
You know, it's a funny thing, this fire starting in the same neighborhood where we got the tip we might find Joe Hiller.
Yeah, maybe the fire will smoke him up. We'll find that $1 million payroll he stole.
$250,000, Timothy.
Still a lot of money.
Hey, take it easy. The fire will wait.
Oh, it isn't that. I gotta beat that newspaper picture shooter there so I can win a bet.
Do you ever collect?
Well, we keep a record. Someday there'll be a payoff.
Interest in fire.
All the line of duty, Brenda.
I thought you were detailed to find Joe Heller, the payroll bandit.
Who knows? Perhaps his money got hot and started this place.
Well, Chuck, we beat you by a hair.
Is that what I smell burning?
I was following him, now he's gone.
Search me, I was following you. Now we're both lost.
Chuck, look. That was Joe Heller.
Couldn't be. Why is it the whole nearest me is always the one to bust?
Because you don't pay your debts, that's why.
So you finally got smoked out, huh, Joe? Where's that payroll note?
I ain't got it, Kruger. I lost it in the getaway. Honest, I did.
Don't give me that. You made a clean getaway with a satchel after we pulled the job. Instead of coming to Frank's, you hid out here.
Well, I was going to bring it in, but I was scared.
Oh, you're scared, and you're still scared. Come on, talk fast. The fire's getting closer. Where's that dough?
It's in there.
Well, get it.
No. You got the dough, haven't you?
Keep your mouth shut.
Let me out of here! Let me out of here!
You beat it. I'll stay here.
Joe Heller. Where? In here. Well, show me.
There he is.
see anybody else around here?
Nope.
Well,
Brenda!
why, Miss Starr, fancy meeting you here. Come over here and sit down. Of course you didn't know Joe Heller was here. Well, you wouldn't think of moving out in the police department, would you?
I didn't know he was here, not till I saw him at the window.
Yeah. Where's Tim?
I don't know. Where'd you leave him?
Oh, Tim! Tim!
What is it, Joe? Oh,
Money.
yes, Joe.
Give me a hand here, Tim. Come on, you two, Brenda, get your hair singed.
You get more shots. I'll get the dope on the file from the chief. Meet me at the car.
Right off.
Did they find the $250,000 stolen in the payroll holdup?
No, Mr. Walters, there was no trace of it. Maybe it burned in the fire.
Write your story.
Chuck got a swell picture of Joe Heller.
Oh, he did?
Brenda. Oh, hello, boss. I got some good pictures of the fire.
Where's the one of Joe?
Now here's one of two firemen walking off the top of a ladder. Here they're carrying a man out of the building over towards
Where's the one of Joe Heller?
Well, I haven't found it yet.
I don't believe you ever took one.
Oh, yes, he did, Mr. Walters. Maybe someone doesn't want us to have it.
You stick to facts and write them.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Brenda.
But I saw you take it, Chuck.
Oh, Pesky. Run down to the corner and get me some cigarettes, will you?
Sure.
Anything but alfalfas.
Anything but alfalfa. Anything but alfalfa.
That's the brand you smoke.
Aren't you forgetting that Pesky gets everything backwards? That's the kind he'll bring back. I still think the last part of that means 11:41 a.m.
If it does, we're stuck.
Then you ought to give it over to the police.
I will. When I've had a try at it. I still think Larry Farrell had a tip that Joe Heller was there today. He just held out on me again.
What do you suppose became of all that money? $250,000.
Oh, I'll be right with you, Mr. Muller. Here you are, Mrs. Higgins. I think this will more than take care of it.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Smith. I've heard of your wonderful generosity, and this exceeds my fondest hopes.
Well, it's for a good cause. I like to help people because people help me by coming to my establishment. I make a good living, and I'm always glad to share it with others less fortunate.
Well, thank you, Mr. Smith, and I shall spread the word of your wonderful generosity.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Is that the payroll money?
It's what Kruger gave me.
Come on.
Must have been quite a fire, according to the police radio.
It sure was. Joe was hiding out in a bomb-proof shelter, but the fire started, lucky for us, and smoked him out.
Muller, did you open this?
It was locked. I couldn't. I wouldn't have anyway. Say, you don't think...
Skip it. If I didn't trust you, you wouldn't be working for me. Kruger.
What's wrong?
Honey, this is full of blank paper.
Blank paper. So Joe cheated right up to the end, didn't he? It's a good thing I stuck around, though, because that newspaper Lansdowne took a flash at Joe as they was taking him out.
I don't see the harm in that.
I don't like the idea of dead people being photographed.
So you don't suppose he hid the money in the room?
Well, he could have, but it's too bad if he did, because that building was on fire when I left.
Say, that newspaper girl, Brenda Starr, was in there.
That's right. She almost saw me give it to Joe. I've got a feeling that girl's gonna bring us a lot of bad luck.
Here you go, Chuck.
Oh, thanks, Pesky. See? Just like I didn't order. Alfalfas.
Say, that's a good system. I'll remember that. Hello, Brenda Starr speaking. Oh, hello, Lieutenant Farrell. I was just thinking about you. Of course, it wasn't anything good. And why am I honored by this call? It's usually I who call you, or at least try to.
I've decided to give you a break. Joe Heller is unconscious, but he's still alive. We're hiding him out while the doctors work on him. They promised to bring him around sometime tonight, and then we'll learn who was behind that $250,000 payroll robbery. No, I can't let you see him. But I promise to give you first chance at the story when he talks.
You're an old meanie. That's not news. Thanks anyway. I'll write a separate story on it. Goodbye.
She'll be plenty sore when she finds out Joe Heller died an hour ago.
Won't be the first time she's been sore at us.
Nor the last.
Now, you get busy and spread the news around that we've got Heller at the old McClellan place on Harbor Boulevard. When the news leaks through and the gang go there to get him, we'll grab them.
What's up? Read that, Kruger.
That's a lot of malarkey.
Why, Kruger?
I know where I hit Joe Heller, and I know what happens to guys that get hit there. All the croakers in the world couldn't save him.
But if that's the truth,
Then he'll spill everything he knows about us.
But it's not the truth, I tell you. He's dead.
How about that, Frank?
Well, we leave it up to the big boss. He'll tell us later what to do. As he always does, by radio.
You're just wasting time.
Maybe so. It isn't that I haven't any confidence in you, Kruger, but we've come this far by playing safe. That's the way the boss wants us to do. Now, you boys get busy and see if you can find a tip where they're hiding Joe. Just in case.
I thought you said we'd only wait an hour.
All right, if Lieutenant Farrell isn't coming out, I'm going in after him. Where is he? Oh, cut the clowning. I've been waiting outside for an hour, and I know he hasn't gone out.
Where were you watching?
Out front, naturally.
Oh, and you were going to follow him and find out where we're hiding Joe Heller. Oh, the lieutenant wouldn't like that.
Where is he?
Oh, there are other exits besides the one you were watching.
Someday I'm going to...
I warn you, what you're thinking may be against the law.
I can think, can't I?
Sneaked out on us, huh?
That's right. It's up to us now, Chuck. Tonight we'll have to find Joe Heller's hideout for ourselves.
Let's go.
got you two.
Oh, it's you.
What's the idea, Charlie? Aren't we your friends?
I didn't recognize you.
You ought to. We helped you out of a couple of jams, remember?
I don't forget.
We were looking for you.
Why?
We want you to help us.
How?
We want to know where the cops are hiding Joe Heller.
I'd like to know that myself.
Could you find out?
Maybe.
Will you phone me at the office when you do?
Maybe.
Thanks, Charlie.
Pelican Club, Frank Smith speaking. Yes, Charlie.
That newspaper girl, Brenda Starr, wants me to tell her where Joe Heller is. What about it?
How can you tell her if you don't know yourself?
But I do know. Got tipped off 10 minutes ago. Was on my way to the phone when I ran into her.
Oh, that's different. I'll have Schultz meet you in the usual place. Give him all the dope. Oh, and Charlie, if you see any of the boys, tell them to come on in. The big boss is talking at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Figure it. The big boss doesn't want us to know who he is, so he talks to us by radio. Frank knows who he is. He sends his reports in to him. Hey, Frank?
No, there's another angle. If you don't know who he is, none of you will get the idea of knocking me off, taking over.
That's not so dumb at that.
Pipe down, here's the boss. Okay, boss, Frank speaking.
Good evening. I trust you're all well tonight. If so, to business. First, we must find the payroll money. We need that $250,000 in our business. Next, I've enough confidence in Kruger to believe him when he says Joe Heller is dead. The tip-off as to where they're hiding him looks too planted, too much like a trap. I suggest to you, Frank, that you pass the tip on to the newspaper girl, Brenda Starr. She is smart and might easily be dangerous to us. Use your own judgment as to how to handle her. You boys are all doing a good job. You'll all be taken care of. Good night.
He knows what time it is, all right.
Sure he does. And he's right about that Star girl, too. She's dynamite. She's in with the cops. And there are too many honest policemen in this town to suit me.
Schultz, go out and pick up Charlie again. Tell him to phone Brenda Starr in an hour. And have him tip her off where they're holding Joe. You two pick up Jake and go out to the McClellan place. Now, here's what I got in mind. First,
Hello? Yes, this is Brenda Starr speaking. The old McClellan house on Harbor Boulevard? Thanks, Charlie. I won't forget this. Chuck? That was Charlie on the phone. We're going to interview Joe Heller. Get your camera.
I'll be right with you. What are we waiting for? What are you stopping here for? It's still a long ways to the house.
I know it is, but it's as close as I dare drive. Be quiet and follow me.
Let anybody go into the house who wants to. When I give the word, we'll close in and see what we've caught. Now take your posts. Report back here if necessary, but don't stop anyone.
Come on, boys.
Everything all set?
Yeah.
Newspaper snoopers won't know what hit them.
We better get out of here.
Why?
The cops.
They're watching the house the same as we are.
Just the same, that Lieutenant Farrell is plenty smart.
Forget it, will you?
Brenda, they got me. They got me.
They didn't get much.
Murphy says 2 unidentified people have just sneaked up to the house.
We'll wait for 15 minutes, then close in.
Right.
There's nobody here but us news hounds.
What are you doing, imitating a bloodhound?
What's that funny stuff I smell?
I smell it too. It's gas.
Yes?
Let's look in that other room.
It's sure dark in here.
You can say that again.
It's sure dark in here. Brenda! 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 Brenda, what happened? Brenda, where are you?
What has happened to Brenda? Why was she unable to reply when Chuck called to her? And what will be the result of Chuck's carelessness, which caused the terrific blast? Don't miss The Blazing Trap, the second thrilling chapter of Brenda Starr, reporter, at this theater next week.
Will you kindly explain why you can't tell me where Lieutenant Farrell is?
Sorry, that's the police department's business.
Fine cooperation. This paper has consistently backed the department. I merely want to ask Lieutenant Farrell what's become of our reporter, Miss Starr.
I'll connect you with the Missing Persons Bureau.
That'll be about enough of your alleged comedy. Miss Starr is out risking her life to help you police find that stolen $250,000 payroll. You know, it was a pretty smart idea, the big boss, to use the police trap at the McClellan place to get rid of that nosy reporter.
If it was a trap and Joe Heller really is dead.
What are you stopping here for? It's still a long ways to the house.
I know it is, but it's as close as I dare drive. Be quiet and follow me.
Let anybody go into the house who wants to. When I give the word, we'll close in and see what we've caught. Now take your posts. Report back here if necessary, but don't stop anyone.
Come on, boys.
Everything all set?
Yeah.
Newspaper snoopers won't know what hit them.
We better get out of here.
Why?
The cops.
They're watching the house the same as we are.
Just the same, that Lieutenant Farrell is plenty smart.
Forget it, will you?
Marjorie says 2 unidentified people have just sneaked up to the house.
We'll wait for 15 minutes, then close in.
Right.
There's nobody here but us news hounds.
What are you doing, imitating a bloodhound?
What's that funny stuff I smell?
I smell it too. It's gas.
Yes?
Let's look in that other room.
It's sure dark in here.
You can say that again.
It's sure dark in here. Brenda! 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 Brenda, what happened? Brenda, where are you?
That explosion took care of them.
You boys stay here. Oh.
Take it easy, Lieutenant. You may not be quite dead enough. Well, if it ain't Chuck Allen.
Chuck, listen to me. Is Brenda here?
You're all right. You're all right. No bones in your head broken.
Oh, hello, Timothy Hector Aloysius.
Chuck, answer me. Is Brenda here?
Brenda? Brenda? Well, she was in there with me. I don't know what happened to her.
What?
Ouch!
Brenda, are you all right?
Oh, the gallant Lieutenant Farrell, all ready to help the fair lady.
You seem to lead as charmed a life as that cameraman of yours.
Is Chuck all right?
Yeah, just shaken up a bit. Tim, you better take a look around in there.
Right?
Incidentally, if I hadn't fallen through that old doorway, I probably wouldn't be here to argue you're lying to me about Joe Heller.
For one of these days, you'll learn to keep your nose out of police affairs. And I'm getting pretty fed up with you and that soft-focused bug puncher following me around. And another thing. You just sprung the best trap I ever had set to catch a bunch of crooks.
Well, if you hadn't lied to me about Joe Heller being dead, it never would have happened.
Oh, since when does the police department have to confide in the press?
Oh, well, if the police department feels that way about it, the press doesn't have to cooperate with them either.
Oh, Brenda. All right, so I lied to you. Joe Heller died in the ambulance right after we left you at the fire. But you still spoiled my chance to get his accomplices tonight.
Oh, yes, a great chance. With that house so full of gas it would light up a city, they were laying for you. They just happened to get us instead.
Oh, Lieutenant, would you like to have a picture taken at the scene of the crime that you didn't solve? Get out of here.
Oh, Lieutenant! Lieutenant Farrell! Look what I found.
Be careful, Tim. That might be a time bomb. Get rid of it.
Yeah, throw it away, Tim. Throw it away.
Throw it away.
Chuck, get rid of it.
I can't. It might explode.
Throw it away. Oh, this explains why that house was full of gas. It's a time bomb, all right. Not made to explode, but to cause an explosion.
Sure, did you see that burst of flame? Why, that thing... Wait a minute. That thing couldn't have gone off twice, could it?
No, I guess it couldn't. I'm going to take some pictures of the debris around here, Brenda.
Just a minute. You didn't light a match, did you?
No. But, gosh, it was awful dark in there, so I wanted to see where you were, so I...
And you were scared out of your senses, what little you have left.
Come on, Tim. Show me where you found this thing.
Oh, gosh, I guess I'm just I'm always bungling up things. Brenda! Lieutenant Farrell! Get going. Brenda! Lieutenant Farrell!
What is it, Chuck?
3 men just drove away from here, but I think I got a good picture of one of them.
Oh, good.
Let's go.
You fool, you looked right into that camera.
But, Kruger, I
Shut
don't...
up. I've got an idea, Kruger. Better be a good one. We can't afford to have pictures of Jake plastered all over the front page of a newspaper.
I'd say this is the best news story and picture of the year.
I'd say that too. Hey, Pop. I mean, Mr. Walters.
There, check, my boy, your voucher. Take it down to the cashier and collect a bonus.
Gee, I finally got one.
I can't wait to see Lieutenant Farrell's face when he sees this morning's edition.
This is a great day for our paper. I'm proud of you both.
Oh, speak of that certain fellow, and there he is. Good morning, Lieutenant Farrell. I see you read a fine newspaper.
Yeah, I read it all right.
Oh, don't be sore, Farrell. This isn't the first time we've beaten you with a yarn like that.
Have you found Jake yet? We made it as easy as we could.
Oh, we found him all right. Oh, you sure made that easy.
Good. Now, in exchange for that little favor, Lieutenant, I'd like a beat on all the other newspapers. You know, the first and exclusive interview.
That's what I came to talk to you about.
Oh, great. Well, let's go. Where have you got him?
In the morgue.
You're kidding.
Whoever shot him wasn't kidding. Did it ever occur to you brainstormers that Jake's life wouldn't be worth a plug nickel 5 minutes after that picture of him hit the streets?
But, Larry,
Oh, I hate to keep repeating this, but if you'd stick to printing the news instead of trying to make it, we'd all be better off. And that goes for you, too.
Just a minute, Mr. Allen.
Well, I almost had one anyhow.
Yes, almost. A word of caution to you two. The next time a mysterious tip is phoned in, don't go dashing out into a trap.
Mr. Walters, what happens if we pass the tip up and miss a great news story?
Miss Starr, what I am trying to do in my quaint way is to prolong your period of usefulness to this newspaper. That is all.
Chuck, I have a hunch that this paper, Joe Heller, and those pictures all tie in together.
Yeah, but prove it. What is it? Can you identify the car or something?
Maybe. Just maybe we've got something here, Chuck. Blow up that marked section as large as you can. Big as a desk, if possible.
Don't get it, but here goes.
Good work, Chuck. As plain as day. North, south, east, west oil products. They've got stations all over town.
Yeah, I'll say hundreds of them.
It won't be so tough. If we can find the station that greased this car on that date, we've got it.
Okay, where do we start?
Well, you look the stations up in the telephone book and check them as I call.
How do you do?
I'm Brenda Starr. I called you on the phone.
Oh, yes, Miss Starr. I have the tags right here. Now, I did several lube and grease jobs on that date, but this is the only one that corresponds with the mileage you gave me.
That's the one. Who owns the car?
Well, that belongs to Miss Vera Harvey. She's a singer at the Pelican Club about 3 blocks down.
I hear the echoing of every song the night was singing. I hear music in my heart.
I'm Vera Harvey. Did you wish to speak to me?
Yes, Miss Harvey. I'm Brenda Starr. This is Mr. Allen.
How do you do?
Glad to meet you.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Miss Harvey, do you happen to own a black sedan, license number 9X2606?
I do, and I don't.
You mind explaining that?
Certainly not. My car was stolen. Have you any information about it?
Well, not exactly. We are trying to help recover your car, though, aren't we, Chuck?
Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of you to be so interested. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to change for my next number.
Oh, sit down, Vera. There's nothing to worry about.
That's what you think. Look, Frank, how did that snoopy newspaper woman get the license number of my car?
I don't know, but it won't do her any good. I reported the car stolen as soon as Kruger wrote it back. Everything's covered.
You had the picture of Jake covered, too. So you thought.
Now, look, Vera. They'll never find your car. Time for the big boss. Okay, boss, ready.
For the time being, I think it would be wise to keep the newspaper woman alive. She may be able to tell us something about the $250,000. Remember, she did talk to Joe Heller before he died. Brenda Starr is looking for Vera's car. Perhaps you can help her find it, Frank. That is all.
But you just said they'd never find my car.
They won't, I promise you that. Now go on back to work. Go.
Okay.
Hello? Yes, this is Brenda Starr speaking. Why, of course I remember you. Vera Harvey, who sings at the Pelican Club? Thank you for calling me, Miss Harvey. I'll look into it right away.
What's up?
Grab your flicker box, Chuck. We got a break at last.
Oh, yeah?
That was Vera Harvey on the phone. She said she received a mysterious phone call from a man to go to 412 Water Street. He'd tell her where she could find her car for $50.
Oh, that must be some kind of a publicity stunt for Vera.
Well, she did ask me to mention her name if anything came of the tip. It might lead us to this new racket. You know, stealing cars, then tipping off the owners where they can find them for cash considerations. Get your camera.
It's in the car.
All right. Are you the man who was waiting to see me about a car?
Are you Vera Harvey?
That's who you're expecting, isn't it?
Go through the yards, take the second door on the right, and you'll find what you're looking for.
How can Brenda survive this terrific crash? How can Chuck help her with two murderous gunmen closing in on her? And what will happen even if she comes out of the wreckage alive? Don't fail to see Taken for a Ride, the third thrill-packed chapter of Brenda Starr, Reporter, at this theater next week. Posing as Vera Harvey, the singer, whose stolen car was used by the payroll bandits, Brenda attempts to trace the missing vehicle and get a line on the gang. Unaware that she's being led into a trap, Brenda follows instructions which lead her to a deserted warehouse. Chuck is covering her.
Are you the man who was waiting to see me about a car?
Are you Vera Harvey?
That's who you're expecting, isn't it?
Well, through the arch, take the second door on the right, and you'll find what you're looking for.
Well, that does it. Pesky can't even remember his own name correctly. If Brenda would only tell me where she's going, these things wouldn't happen.
You can say that again. It might save us all a lot of trouble.
Oh, Miss Brenda ain't scared. She's told me plenty of times she knows it's dangerous, but she's got to get the news.
Now, look, Pesky, think hard. Try to remember. Brenda and Chuck left to investigate a tip-off they got about a stolen car being returned for a certain amount of cash, right?
Right. Miss Brenda said she thought it was a big story about crooks stealing automobiles and then tipping off the owners where she could find them. Boy, was she excited. You know what?
Yes, we know all that, but where did she go?
Well, now, wait a minute. Let me see. You know, I think it had something to do with a front street.
There's no such street. Now, Pesky, open up that thick skull of yours. Let's try again.
Let me see now. You know, I think the name of that street had something to do with being all wet.
All wet? Oh, it couldn't be Water Street, could it?
Yeah, that's it. Water Street, number 214. 214 Water Street.
Are you sure about that number?
Well, of course I am.
214 Water Street.
Yeah.
That would be 412 Water Street if I know you at all.
And when you find Brenda and Chuck, send them back here at once so I can fire them.
I'll help you.
Say, how about a bonus, Pop?
Brenda. Are you all right?
Yes, I am.
Gee, that was a miracle you weren't killed.
If it hadn't been for that staircase, I would have been.
The position of Brenda's car tells me she's somewhere in this block. Better radio in for more cars. We'll throw a blockade around the neighborhood.
Have you got any more bullets?
No, I guess that was the last one.
And this is the first time I ever had a woman do my shooting for me.
It's Larry and Tim.
And this is the first time I was ever glad to see that guy.
Tim, see if you can get around behind them.
Right.
I got him! I got him! I got him! I got him!
Good work, Chuck. Pull the tarp off of him.
Boy, did I get him.
Oh, what a big help you are.
Oh, my head.
Oh, gee whiz, Timothy, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you.
Oh, that's all right. So you're the dumbbell who slugged me.
Now, wait a minute, Tim. Don't lose your
Stop
temper.
that fighting. I've got more important business to tend to.
Now, see? Well,
Whatever you've got to say, you can keep it.
What's this all about? Come on.
All right. Vera Harvey called me. She said she got a mysterious phone call that her car was here.
So you're a newspaper reporter, and you fell for an old gag like that? Look, child, that one smells a mile away. Did it ever occur to you that actors and entertainers are always trying to pull some gag for free publicity?
This wasn't a publicity gag, Larry. Two mugs thought I was Vera Harvey and tried to kill me, didn't they?
Ah, you just happened to run into a bad neighborhood, that's all.
All right, you believe your little publicity story. I'm going to run this thing down. One of two things has happened. Either I ran into a racket where they tip off owners of stolen cars, or Vera Harvey isn't just a bird in a gilded cage.
Well, what do you know? Brenda Starr, the great detective. Oh, I can see the headlines now. Reporter nabs gang operating stolen car racket.
Very funny, Mr. Farrell. Well, the police commissioner won't find it so funny when he finds his lieutenants are letting the press clean this thing up for him.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You should have called Papa before coming down here looking for stolen cars.
So you could drive me over with the sirens blasting, huh?
No, we found Vera Harvey's car about an hour ago. And now what have you got to say?
Fearing that Vera Harvey will betray them, Frank Smith orders his men to take her for a one-way ride. Vera manages to phone Brenda, so the daring girl reporter hides in the car in which Vera is being carried away. Chuck is shocked to see her in the trunk of the getaway car. Knowing she is in deadly peril, Chuck gives chase, forces the bandit car off the road, and with Brenda helpless in the trunk,
Brenda. Brenda!
Good evening, Miss Brave.
Good evening, Lieutenant Farrell and Mr. Brown.
Hello.
Won't you just call me a Brenda? Isn't it exciting? I just love birthday parties. There are always such nice things to eat.
Isn't Brenda here?
Oh, she'll be right back, I'm sure. She just stepped out a few moments ago with Mr. Allen. Won't you sit down?
Oh, thanks. Any idea where they went?
No, I mean, yes, someone telephoned her.
Did they go out because of the phone call?
Yes, it was too exciting. With Brenda tracing the call through a friend of hers at the phone company, then she and Chuck dashing off like two gallant knights to the rescue.
Whose rescue?
Someone named Vera.
Vera?
Yes.
It couldn't have been Vera Harvey, could it?
Yes, I think it was.
Do you know where they went?
They said something about a phone booth at 4th and Olive.
Thanks. Here. Come on, Tim.
You're not going.
Oh, we couldn't think of staying with our hostess missing. Thanks and happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Schultz, turn on the police broadcast.
Vera ought to be needing some help by now.
Chuck, stop wrestling with me. We've got to...
Oh, gee, Brenda, you had me scared for a minute.
For a minute, I've been scared for half an hour. Oh. I thought this car went off the road.
I'll say it did. Are you sure you're all right now?
I guess so.
What's going on here? Oh, it's you, Miss Starr.
Yeah, me too.
Officer, there's a girl in that car. Two men were trying to carry her away.
Yeah, they jumped out and run up that way.
She's still in there, and I think she's dead.
Dead? And she was right.
Oh, you knew her?
Yes.
I'll go up to the car and report this so they can send an ambulance.
Oh, officer, notify Lieutenant Farrell. He's been working on the case.
Okay.
Get your camera, Chuck.
Yeah.
Car previously reported stolen, but has been recovered. Car is off-road on Side Hill in Ridge Park. Car 43, meet 42, there.
Lieutenant! Lieutenant Farrell! Oh, Lieutenant!
Yes, Tim.
Car with the same license as Vera Harvey's is off the road in Ridge Park.
I'll give you 10 to 1. That's where we find Brenda Starr.
Not me, you won't. I'm not taking any short end of a sure thing.
Let's go.
Now, you men get a little bit closer together and look toward the car. Now, better take out your guns. Look toward the car. Ah, no, put them back. That looks too corny. Now, look right toward the car now. Hold it. That's pretty good. Now, wait a minute. I want to get another one. Will you see this in the front page of the Daily Flash in the morning? Boy, will your family be proud. Now, I'm going to get another one a little bit closer together this time. Now, don't look right at me. Look toward the car. That's it. Hold it.
Boys, be sure you give Chuck your names before you leave.
Mine's Smythe with a Y and E.
Thank you. Oh, greetings, Lieutenant Farrell. It's about time, but you can't say we didn't leave word for you.
Okay, you did. Though it was slightly delayed by too much other conversation. Now, what goes on here?
Do you remember Vera Harvey?
Well, I should.
2 men tried to carry her off. We tried to stop them. They went off the road. She's in there.
Poor Vera. She had a fatal accident in her car.
Oh, well, that's too bad. Anybody else hurt?
Not that I heard.
I wasn't so dumb, hiring that new singer.
Tim put in a call for Carney and his fingerprint outfit.
If you don't want me, I'll go phone in the story.
All right, but I want to talk to you later.
Come on, Chuck. Oh, the birthday party's still on.
Thanks.
Well, I found out enough to indicate that Vera was in on the payroll robbery.
You did?
The numbers and letters written on this piece of paper are the same as the one Joe Heller gave me the day he died.
Anything else?
Mm-hmm. What I hope is the key to her apartment and her address.
Brenda, Larry wouldn't like it.
I'm sure he wouldn't, but I'm going to have a quick look around before he gets the same idea.
All I can see ahead for us is 30 days.
You won't have to come if you're afraid.
Oh, you know better than that. It's just that now and then I get a relapse of the good sense I used to enjoy before I got into this crazy racket.
Yeah, it's about time we were hearing from Kruger and Willa.
Maybe they got banged up or pinched.
Thanks for the encouragement. More than likely, they stepped at the bar for a drink. They've been known to.
Presenting a marvelous performing horse, Pansy.